Good evening, traders. We are here today on Sunday. Let's go ahead and mute ourselves, please. Let's be respectful. And let me share my screen. Actually, I am not sharing my screen. It's Tom who will be sharing his screen.
Yeah.
So today, if you guys don't know, we are learning AI, and Tom figured it out. So hopefully, Tom, this is going to be easy peasy for each and every one of us in here, especially for beginners. And please don't just use AI alone. Learn how to
No.
read charts and candles. AI is just going to help you at least enhance your trading strategy. Don't use it alone. Okay, it just gives you an extra conviction that, hey, my charting technique or my skills or is improving, or at least my trend is going to my favor, and let me go ahead and confirm it with AI. Okay, so this is Tom's screen. So go ahead, Tom. That platform
You guys,
is yours.
you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's talk about AI, right? We're all trading it right now, aren't we? Everything we, pretty much everything we do is revolving around AI right now. And I've figured out some ways to use AI to do some um, review of maybe some of my trades, do some analysis on them, do some things like do quick watch list updates, some things like that. Some get news events, sentiment analysis, fundamental analysis, another good one. So it has a lot of great tools in it to use. What it's not, though, it is not a be all end all for trading, right? You don't go into AI and go, oh, I'm just going to let AI pick my trades, whether it's long term, whether it's short term, whether it's swing trading, especially for scalping. And I'll go into that towards the end. Where if you need fast, accurate data, it's not there yet. So the two tools I like to use, obviously, are ChatGPT is what I started with. You can see on the right, I've used it a lot, right? I do a lot of things on here, right? I do trade assessments, stock movements, EMAs, EMA strategy updates. I like to throw a lot of things at this and just say, hey, you know, let's have it's basically I have a conversation with AI. Can I go in and say, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that, can you help me figure these things out? It's basically, it used to be Google it, right? Now I call AI it. It's basically, it's gathering all the data for you instead of you having to go grab everything by yourself. So if you were to say something like, let's see, what is Tesla's um, 2026 outlook, right? 2026 outlook. And you got to be kind of specific what you're asking for if you really want really good data. You can't just randomly say, just tell me how Tesla looks, because it'll throw out a bunch of stuff. So all it is searching the web for you, right? It's just going and grabbing everything for you. It's not doing anything you couldn't do on your own. It's just saving time. So it'll come up and say, hey, look, all this expectations, various expectations. Go through these and just kind of get analysis of where you want to go with Tesla. That's a stock that you're interested in looking at. And then a lot of times I'll go through this and I'll sit here and go, okay, this is great. Yeah, perfect. This is wonderful. I understand all this mixed what this means for 2026, right? Bull case, it'll give you, hey, what it's looking at, things like that. Um, it gives you great tools here. It'll tell you what the analysis is on Wall Street, right? Cautious is old, those kind of things. Bottom line, it is a great tool that you can use to get a quick snapshot of whatever stock you're looking at, maybe a trend you're looking at. I know a lot of times I've talked to a few people that use it a lot with
Sorry, Tom. Give me 1 second. I think either our microphone is lagging, like there's a lot of static. Can you guys hear him clearly?
No.
Oh,
No.
really? No, it's
It's
equal.
lagging. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not clear on my end either.
Yeah. Tom, can you just clear the microphone maybe? It's a little bit lagging.
Do you have the microphone? Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was my phone.
Yeah, me too. So I'm like, it's like a
Yeah,
little
this is
bit static. Somebody said you need AI, Tom.
like I said, I had to switch over at the last minute here. Maybe if I move it
That's
closer.
better, actually. That's actually way better.
Right, let me move. I lost the ability to use my microphone, so I'm going off my laptop. So I'll just move it closer.
No, that's actually better, Tom. That's way better.
Okay.
That's
All right.
better. Thank you, Tom.
Yep. All right. So just real quick recap what I was talking about, right? So looking at Tesla, I asked ChatGPT, hey, just give me an overall view of Tesla for going into 2026, because we all like to trade it. It's one of our favorite trades to scalp and go through that. So I just want to get an idea of where Tesla's going. And ChatGPT again will scan the internet basically and go through everything and say, hey, this is what we look at. And you get down to the button. What I really like is I like the bottom line stuff. I don't have to read through everything and go through everything sometimes. I just want to get a quick snapshot, get an idea what it is. So that's some of the things that you can do with something like ChatGPT or Grok. Grok is a little better. The heck is that? I want to chat. I don't want to introduce. Here we go. Let's go to chat here. Why is it coming up search? Hold on. That's Grok doing it for me. There we go. There's another reason why you don't want to rely on the trades in case you get stuck here, right, doing something. So you could sit here. What's cool about Grok that ChatGPT does not do. So if I say Tesla 2026 outlook, one of the things that Grok is really good at that ChatGPT is not great at is it goes and gets social media input, right? So if people are talking about it, especially on X, right, because Grok is owned by, it's an Elon company along with X and all his other ones, right? So it'll go and will grab the social media stuff where ChatGPT really doesn't do that. So they give slightly different versions of this, but they come down to the same pretty much at the end. What ChatGPT is really good at, ChatGPT is really good at giving you written basically, nice formulated summaries, things like that. Grok will go and look at news, earnings, events, real time, like I said, with Twitter, sentiment. It can also do real specific real time buzz. I find that when you're doing things like if you're focused on a stock that you're trading for the day, Grok is a little quicker than ChatGPT to give you maybe real time data, because I've gone in here sometimes where I have a leap strategy that I created in ChatGPT a while ago, and it gives me it's called my weekly leaps and skips report. And I'll go in here and say, hey, I want a weekly. Come on, get back here. And again, I apologize, guys. I had to switch laptops here in the last hour, so some of my things are not quite set up. Here we go. So it'll go. I can pull up a weekly report like this here, right? That's my trade recap. Sorry. It is my generate my report. I'll just tell generate my report. These are the kind of things you guys can set up. And I literally just learned how to do this myself. I just went in and just started playing with it. I created a script, and it's real simple. It's not like you have to code. You just type in here. Hey, I'm looking for leaps and skips. This one here is for stocks under $100 that have high volatility, that are looking, again, I'm looking for either leaps or skips, and it could be the one or two. It could be either calls or puts, doesn't matter. So that's my trade recap. It's nothing to everything. Again, this is why you don't want to use it for skips, and not skips, scalping. Yeah, it's not coming up. It can get a little clunky sometimes. Where is my leaps report? And sometimes you get a reminder what you're working on. One of the things it does do, if you're doing on your phone and on your laptop and you cross-reference, it'll sometimes um, go to the last thing you're working on, not the thing you're trying to work on right now. Okay, so here's my leaps watch list. It comes up every Monday. I told it to run every Monday. So this is what I did. I go and I set up sections on it and I say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, I want leaps that are moderate to strong buy based on ratings. AI ratings a buy. I want 10% update price. I want the stock under $150, so that way that it's not super expensive. Like I don't want to be doing leaps and skips on Berkshire Hathaway, right? I want to keep it at a reasonable price for some of these. This was actually for my smaller cash account, so I didn't have the money in it to do leaps and skips on Tesla, right, which are $2,200 a piece. I wanted something that was going to cost me $200-300 a contract. So I create a report, right, and I say, hey, every Monday I want you to run this and give me your best picks for this. And it usually does pretty well, right? It'll come out on Monday morning and it'll give me these lists, and it's usually 5 of each. And then what I do is I go start looking at those. I don't take it for granted, because what I found sometimes, especially with ChatGPT, and everyone's with both of these, it's with all AI. AI is based on historical data, right? It can't see things that are happening right now. Again, I'll go into that when you're talking about when we're talking about scalping. So it's looking at historical data. I've gone in here sometimes, and sometimes it'll pull up once, and again, I say stock price under $150. It's giving me things like Micron, right? We all know what Micron did last week, but even before, Micron was over $200. And it would say, hey, Micron's a great one, and it would have a $90 price in here. Well, I know Micron's not $90. I have to go back and tell it, hey, you got this price wrong. And it's funny because it admits to it. It says, yeah, I got it on good catch. But again, you want to, if you're doing this, it is for information. It's not to determine that you're going to take trades. Don't do it based off of this. It gives you information. It gives you data that you can go and start, looking at charts, figuring out if it's a good play or not, if it has the right data. I was actually on here the other day doing something with ChatGPT on Friday. It was with our good friend QBTX. I was charting QBTX, and I asked ChatGPT about something. They said, no, it's in a bearish move. And I'm literally like, no, the candles are all higher highs and higher lows. It's not in a bearish move. And ChatGPT says, oh, yeah, you're right. Again, it's not the fastest thing. It doesn't see real-time information. It's more of a post or not just post, but you can do it to review trades, things like that, or get confirmation, some of the things you're looking at, but it's not something that's going to catch quick movements. It's really based on what I'm looking for stuff that's longer term, like the swings and the longer term plays.
Tom, I have
All
a
right.
question. Two things.
Yep, right.
One, do you have a script to do all this?
I just. So this is, I'm kind of a geek, and Guppy and I talk about this all the time, because he's an IT too, and so is Code Noodle. I like researching this stuff. So one of the things I do is I have I'll go to, if you guys know TipRanks. TipRanks is a great.
So you don't have a script to do that?
No, what I do is I go here.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Tip,
Okay.
and I just start researching stocks here.
Okay.
All right.
Second,
Yeah.
is there's any way that you could use, one person said they could not be able to listen to you because your voice is really lagging. Is there some way you could use another audio for like a cell phone maybe because it was lagging?
Is it really? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
think
one?
the more
Yeah,
you
I,
talk
I,
closer,
yeah,
the
I
more.
barely hear him, and it cracks also.
Yeah, it cracks, Tom.
You know what? How's this? Is this better?
Give me 1 second. Let's see if we could be able to fix that first.
see.
Actually, there's one coder too, Tom. I don't know if you remember him. I think Preet, was it Preet? He gave us a script. Do you remember that script?
He started me on this.
Yeah, I
He built,
actually, go ahead.
no, he actually started me on this, think about using how to use AI to do this. He created one.
Yes.
Um, yep, and that's how I started this.
Mm-hmm.
Going through these. Is this better? Can you guys hear me better? I'm trying to sit as close as I can to my
That
laptop.
is actually way better now.
Okay.
But yeah, do you remember if you have that script that you could share with us? I remember I have it. I just have to look for it, which computer that I've saved it. That is actually a script as well that looks similar to yours, Tom,
Yep.
but it's actually could use it for scalping, and
Mhm.
others claim that it's very helpful.
Yeah,
So
it's one he created to run like every day and give him hot plays on a daily basis.
yeah.
It's kind of similar to what Josh does with the goat scalps
Yes.
setups. You know, that's yeah. So yeah, Pratam did that. I have that. It's on Discord. I have it on Discord where him and I are in a message. I will go back and find it because him and I have had some long chats on that also. I'll go back and find it and I'll make it available for everybody
Yeah,
if you want to do that.
yeah, we could be able to do that too. But if you could start a little bit again, because I think you have to speak a little bit away from your microphone, because I've noticed every time you go closer, that's when it cracks more. But right now you're like a little bit farther, so we could hear you better.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, no, it's okay. That's way better. So I think the more you
Okay.
closer to the microphone, that's when it lags more. So
You know what they say when you're in a conversation, lean in, right? It makes it more important.
that's right.
All right. So again, it is a great tool to do research. It is not; these are not great tools to do trades. And why I want to emphasize that is they go off historical data. They're not fast. So when you're looking at trades, especially if you're doing intraday, you know, a lot of us love to scalp, right? We're trying to get those quick moves, whether it's on the stock, or the ETF, or either one. I'm sorry, on yeah, options. Um, yeah, whether the stock or the options, excuse me. Whether we're buying shares or we're buying or selling, well, we don't sell options. If we're buying options or buying shares, right? We're trying to get fast movements in and out, right? Whether it's Tesla, Nvidia, SPY, QBTX, RKLX, all of those. These don't do a great job because they don't look at candles the way we do. They don't do candlestick theory. They don't really do great on market structure. They're not really good at those kind of things. So when you're trying to do a quick move, they're not good at that stuff. They're not good at looking at multiple tickers and time frames. So if you're moving around on time frames, they're not great. And what do we use? We use 5, 10, 15 minutes. They're better at longer time frames right now. They may get better as they go along. During my research on these, there are some ones that are great on that, but if you want to pay $500 to $1,000 a month for those tools, that's what you're going to have to pay. So there are things like that. They don't do immediate alerts and execution either. So it's still up to you to pull the trigger on those things. So I don't use them for scalping because they just don't do what we need to do on a quick enough. And again, I've gone in here and I've done asked to analyze a chart or patterns that I see, and I give it all the information, and it gives me sometimes misleading information. I wouldn't say incorrect, misleading. It doesn't give you all the information you need to make a quick decision. And that's the key, right? When we're scalping is quick decisions. If you're going to wait for this to come and tell you, you know, say you're trying to make a play on Meta. Come on, trading Phil. No trading is lagging on me. But while it's coming up, if you're trying to make a quick decision on maybe on a Meta scalp, like we did on Friday, that's why I had this one up. And why isn't it coming up? Come on, trading view.
Are you able to see the after hours at this time, Tom?
After hours?
Is the features open? Maybe it shows positive or negative.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to bring up an example of what I was doing on Friday.
Right.
Here we go. Okay. I don't know why this is so slow. All right. So Friday we traded Meta. We caught a quick scalp to the upside on Friday. Now, if you're looking in a 5-minute chart and you want AI to go analyze this, you're going to miss your move, right? You're going to be out. We were trading in this box for a long time, and then it finally broke. I get in. I got in down around here, and it got out. If you're waiting for AI and going telling AI, hey, tell me if this is a good time to get in and out, you missed this move, right? Because this move was literally from here to here. You had a double top, and it was done, and then Meta tanked. If you waited for AI to tell you, hey, this is a good trade, get in, you might have got in over here or up here, and then what did it do the rest of the day? It just slid off until the final 5 minutes. Nobody wants to be in a trade like that. That's why these tools are not good right now. They don't do a good job, at fast moving plays. Right? This is where you've got to learn how to chart. This is where you've got to learn how to read your candles, know where your profits are, know where your stop losses are. It doesn't do a good job at that. This is for research only. Like I said, when I set up mine to do a weekly skips report, skips and leaps, it does a great job. And I can take my time and I can go review it. I can sit here and I can do what I'll do sometimes is I'll do a test and say, hey, I want to look at Netflix. Is Netflix a good skip from now? And I'll give it the strike price, the expiration date, what it's going to cost me, and say, hey, do an analysis on this for me. And it'll come back and it'll tell me, hey, if this is, if it's bullish, bearish, what it's going to move. It's literally what you can do very similar into the options calculator that Josh has on Discord. That's another tool. And sometimes I'll run them against each other and see what they come out because I'm not in a hurry to take that play, so I can take my time to do it. It does a great job there. So let me stop there and see if you guys got any questions. What I've covered so far from what you heard from me.
You may, yeah, I don't know if everybody heard the first half, but we heard the last one, not the first one.
Honestly, Tom, this is really good information because I've never used AI, and I was thinking about it, and so this is good inspiration and motivation to actually go ahead and actually attempt to use it, man. So I appreciate this a lot. Thank you.
Tom, do you remember that script that we had? You think you could be able to share it with us and let them try what it looks like?
The one from Pratam? That one?
Yeah, from Preet. Remember, Preet has that. I don't know if you have a script yourself too, but I'm trying to find my script, but I can't find it. I had it saved. He gave it to us in the Discord, and I promised to give it to everybody back then. I did, but I know there's a lot of newbies in here. They don't have that script that Preet had given. Skull, he said, can I suggest something? Go ahead, Skull. What is your suggestion?
Sorry about that. I was muted. Love your show. Thank you so much for everything. I've been doing this for about a year. So one of the things I do, and I've been using ChatGPT since it started. One of the things I'll do on ChatGPT and with TradingView is I'll take a picture of my TradingView window, which has a 5-minute, 1 minute, and 1 day on it, and I'll land that I'll copy it and paste it into ChatGPT with this custom GPT that I wrote, which is basically a custom prompt, and it'll instantly analyze my thoughts on the trade. If I'm saying I'm feeling bullish about this, I want to do 0 DTE or 1 week DTT, whatever, and it'll give me a whole breakdown of just to double check me. We'd never use it to actually, and it's pretty good about not allowing you to. It's not going to give you, yeah, go ahead and trade. It's telling you it can't do that.
Yeah.
But it's really helpful for double checking it with that prompt. And the other thing I do, just really quickly, is I will export my monthly trade. I use TWS IBKR. I'll export my monthly trade reports and actually have it generate journals for me, which is really helpful to tell me, where I screwed up, where I did well, what I could do better, and it helps analyze some of the trades.
Yeah. Scout, are you using paid ChatGPT, the premium one, or this
I
is
am.
just
I am.
yeah,
It's $20 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I pay for it too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's different from a free ChatGPT compared to the premium guy. So it's an extra subscription. So most likely that's what it is, because I know I use them too for mostly my grammar. I don't use them for my technical analysis just because I prefer to use my own skills. But I know somebody had used it, like Preet, and it's pretty much close to mine. When I saw it, I'm like, wow, the levels are pretty close when I check it.
You can use it for free up until a limit. So you'll probably be allowed to copy and paste different charts. And again, I don't use it to, you can definitely use it to come up with trade ideas for you. And I don't use it I just use it as another, basically I consider it like another pair of eyes.
Exactly. It's just an extra conviction for you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you don't use it alone.
Yep.
So Scout, I don't know if that's your first name.
It's Tom. Sorry.
Tom.
Oh, awesome. Two Toms, you can't go wrong.
There you
That's
go.
right.
So you just nailed it, right? And I was going to bring that up too. I was talking to a buddy of mine who likes to gamble. He calls it trading, but Mary, he gambles. And I'm sitting there going, dude, before you take a position, tell me the stock and I'll chart it for you. And he's like, no. And then then he's complaining he's losing money. But I was out to dinner with him Friday night, and I was telling him about how I'm using AI to help analyze my trades. And I said it's no different than if you were a professional trader sitting at, say, E-Trade or Charles Schwab and this and that, and you're sitting there charting on your screen, and you tell the guy next to you, hey, come over here and look at this for me. What do you see? It's the same exact thing. You're not doing it to make all you're doing is like Tom said, you're putting a second set of eyes on your thesis basically and saying, hey, can you help me look at this from a neutral, unbiased, unemotional viewpoint? And it will do that, right? Again, it's not something you want to do. You don't want to just start throwing stuff at it and going, hey, tell me to trade this, tell me to trade that. It's not going to do it. And if you are not putting in, it's only going to be as good as the information you're putting in, right? So if you're looking at, weird, I wouldn't say weird time frames, but if you're looking at a 4-hour time frame and trying to do a scalp, it's not going to give you the information, right? Even then, even if you're putting it in, by the time you get it in and it reflects back to you, the move could be gone. So it doesn't do that kind of stuff. But it is good on longer term plays or longer term investments that you're looking to do. That's one of the things I love doing on is I help it with some of my longer term positions that I'm looking to hold 6 months, a year, maybe even longer, and getting analysis on those. It does a great job. It does a great job, especially on leaps and skips for that. In fact, I was building something out last night, and I was trying to figure out something with, when do I get out of my leaps? I've never realized, how to get out of leaps, and it's sitting there telling, hey, you do this, you did this, you did this, right? And this is when you add, this is when you hold, this is when you bail. And I'm sitting there going, this is great information that I don't have to sit and go and get from Google and try and figure out myself. So there's a lot of tools you can use in here. It's just a matter of what you're going to ask it.
And I agree with the other gentleman, Tom, too, because like what I do, I've been playing around with the footprint indicator, right? And I didn't understand the difference between the delta. So what I did was take, like he said, take a picture of the candle and say, hey, I've been using Gemini 3. Hey, can you analyze and tell me why there was a big green candle, but the delta was red? And I took a screenshot and it broke it down step by step. And then also in Gemini, I've created different gems. Like one, I've created like day trade indicators. And one of my instructors said, I'm creating a new project focused on analyzing and explaining various stock trading technical indicators, including the footprint chart, MACD, RSI, and Fibonacci retracement. And then so I have that gem, and then I just pose my question in there so I already instructed, all the things I wanted to look at, and I just get a lot of good feedback.
Yeah, also, guys, use Chat GPT or Copilot or Grok. So when I'm driving every morning, about 6:35 in the morning, you guys, you know what I get my fundamentals or the news? My Grok. But Grok doesn't like me sometimes because it was one time I asked her, "Hey, Ara," her name is Ara. Give me breaking news today, or what is the economic news that will affect my stock today? And she'll give it to me, right? And that was a time where Intel is really down, like $23, and Nvidia also was falling at the same time. So I told her, I'm thinking of buying Nvidia and Intel. What do you think about that? She gave me an attitude and saying, you really have a bad choice of choosing what to trade, and it was like really down. And then she makes like remarks like, like that. So you guys have to be careful. You have to teach your AI as well. So I told her, I don't want you to be rude. Can you please get rid of that? Like the sigh. So they learn from you guys. They learn how you react with them, and they're being sarcastic. And I'm not sarcastic. Now I realize why my AI is sarcastic is my youngest son. He plays with my AI. So the more you put in your AI, the more it learns how they speak to you. I don't know if that happens to you guys, to both Tom and Tom from New York, so I always tell my son, please don't ruin my grok, because my grok is strictly for my fundamentals and my stocks, and then
Yeah.
and it learns from me. Is that true? Is that true, Tom? Tom from New
It
York and
does.
Tom Mullen?
It does. It
It
does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. It does.
absolutely. It learns your voice. It learns but one of the really handy things to do is you create these GPTs where all I have to do is, like, for example, when Josh's A plus stock scalps come out in the morning, I have a GPT that I just copy that, paste it in, and it gives me like a breakdown of what I should be looking for in addition to what I should already know I should be looking for. It's kind of helpful with that too.
Yeah, it really helps. So you guys don't have to wait for YouTubers to tell you what's the fundamental. I remember before I used to have to listen to YouTubers first and wait for them to tell me what to do.
You know what?
Chat
Okay.
GPT, Copilot, Grok, they tell you. They give you fundamentals. What is the breaking news? What is the probability of Nvidia beating earnings, and how they react with the market? How the market reacts when Nvidia beat earnings? And they could talk to you and they will tell you. So don't wait for anybody to tell you. You could just, when you're driving, use your phone and go to Copilot and tell them, give me fundamental news,
Well, look
and
at
then they will tell you.
should we watch this lady on her video?
Yeah.
Please, please.
I don't like listening
You
to
guys
it.
haven't seen this. If you guys haven't seen what you can do here, oh, sorry, I'm typing in the wrong place. By the way, if you're not watching Mary's little short videos, you should be. Mary's created her short little videos.
Oh, it's terminology of trading, guys.
Yep. So let me grab this real quick. This is something I do daily, and not just with Josh. There's two other YouTube guys I watch, but of course I'm only going to promote Josh. But another one, he's really technical, but his videos can be very long. So I'm sitting there going, I don't have all day to watch this. I don't know why my internet is lagging. But you can take your copy, and you can only do it in Gemini because Gemini is owned.
Google's on who owns
Gemini.
YouTube.
Yes, Google on YouTube.
Yep. So you go to Gemini, and again, all my shortcuts on this laptop, so I'm a little slow here, guys. Apologize again. And I just got an email from my work. Oh, there was an update last night that messed up your computer. You're gonna have to reinstall. Like, great.
No, Tom got caught. That's why. Tom being naughty.
I did, but I fixed that. So you can drop the YouTube in here and say, summarize this for me, and I always say please and thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Just one day when it takes over, and look what it does.
Yep.
It gives you a synopsis or summary,
Yep.
whichever term you want to use, of what the video was. So if you're a time crunch and you can't watch all the videos you like to watch and things like that, because you want
Tom,
to
do
watch
it
funny
one
ones
more
instead of
time,
ones that-
Tom. Do it one more time.
What's that,
So
Mary?
do it one more time. So what Tom is doing is he copied the URL of that video and then he put it on the Gemini and he says,
I-
summarize it, please. And then he
Yep, I
will,
just go, please summarize this.
no, I'm
And you can
saying
say,
like cutting it from the beginning again, like copy and
oh, okay,
paste.
yep, yep.
Do it one more time
So
so they could see it.
yep, you go and just grab it, right? Copy it. And I do this more on my phone than anything else because I'll find myself when I'm working out, I'm watching videos, Josh's video, a couple other ones, and I'm like, hey, I want to get the information in this, so I'll grab it on my phone and throw it in my Gemini on my phone. But it works the same here. You grab it, you go to Gemini, you say, please summarize this video. You just copy and paste, hit enter, give it a minute, and it comes up and it tells you everything, and it timestamps everything for you. So, if you're looking for a particular thing on here, like the Disney thesis that he just did, you can click here, buy triggers, right, where the price ranges are. This is a great way to get through stuff, without having to watch the whole video if you're in a time crunch. I do this all the time because sometimes I just don't have time to watch, all the videos that come out for everybody because you're doing so many other things. This is one of the first things I learned that AI could do for me was summarize things. Yeah, but Gemini is the only one that's going to do YouTube videos. If you
That's
try
right.
and put it in Grok or
Copilot.
ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
Copilot, it won't summarize it. It'll just say, hey, the speaker was talking about this, but it won't give you all this detail. So Gemini is the tool to use when you want to summarize YouTube videos. This is a great tool to use. The other thing I was going to tell you too was that if you are, again, somebody who likes, because we've mentioned fundamentals here quite a few times, but with scalping, swing trading, we don't talk a lot about fundamentals of a company because we're trying to get in and out, whether it's that day, that hour, or a week or two, and we're not looking at fundamentals. But when you're doing longer term plays, including leads and skips, you want to know sometimes about the fundamentals of a company. So you can go and say, hey, give me Tesla 10K report 2025. All right, you can grab this here. This is just going. So I'll say, well, you can grab this 10K. So you want the 10K? Apply the filter. Yep, this one here. Yep. You can do an HTML. You can do it to PDF too if you want to. And you can do the same thing. You can go in here, copy it. Okay, let's go to, it should be Grok. Yep. And you can say, summarize. For me, please. Again, always be polite when you're talking to AI, just in case. And sometimes it can take a little bit because it's researching a lot of data. There we go. Look at that. Who wants to read a 10K? Not me. Right? When I first started trading 5 years ago, and I was doing all fundamentals on. I didn't know anything about technicals, and I was basically all doing just nothing about fundamentals. I tried reading 10Ks, and you just go find certain spots in it. But man, this is much nicer to look at and read versus trying to dig through a whole 100-page document. So this is another tool that you can use when you're trying to do, especially when you're trying to figure out longer term plays, buy and hold plays.
Can
Right.
can your what is that? What are you using? Grok? Can Grok read what you wrote? I mean, what you typed?
What do you mean?
Like right now, like I'm driving, right? Can he read it for you? Because mine, I'd never done that. That
Yes,
was
it
amazing,
can. It
actually.
can. Yeah.
It can.
So I did that with. I haven't tried it with Grok because I just started using Grok a few weeks ago, more and more. But ChatGPT on my phone, I can talk to it and it'll talk back to me. I have it set up where I can
Yeah,
do
it
audio.
does to me too. But I'm talking about
Yeah.
that one, like the one that you copy and paste. can you tell your Grok to say, hey, read that to me because I'm driving?
Good.
Can you
Let's
try?
ask it. Let's ask it.
Okay.
Well, it's connecting. Trying to connect.
So,
Allow
can,
upload.
can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
This looks like TradingView to me on the screen, or where are you pasting into, or a different site? Where are we?
So right now I'm in Grok, right?
Oh.
right here. Yeah, I'm in Grok.
Okay, thank you.
That's your AI, whatever platform AI you use, like Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok. You could ask any questions on those AI platform.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I find Copilot very friendly than my Grok. My Grok is so sarcastic.
And, Copilot for me is great at writing things, right? I'll drop things in Word all the time, especially at work, and say, "Hey, rewrite this." It does a great job.
Yeah, and
Yep,
for
playing
me,
it back for you.
okay, it does.
So I don't want to hit now. I don't want to do it now because I don't. Like I said, I'm switched over on the new laptop here, so I don't know. I don't want to cross over audio here. But yeah, it says it can do it.
Mm.
That's pretty cool.
Is Grok free or is it a paid?
All of them are free. What
Yes.
you're going to
Okay.
run into is as you start to ask it more in-depth questions, it's not going to give you that stuff. It's just going to kind of give you
Limited.
bland
Yes.
back. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got to go and say, hey, I'm going to have to drop $20-$30 a month.
And they want to make some money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
right.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So it's like paying for VIP, right? One
Mhm.
trade can pay for your year if you nail it.
So,
I
so
do
Tom, if you
go ahead.
if you wanted to get the subscription, right? Are they all specific? Like it seems like they do different things. So how do you know which one to get
All right.
generally
So
for if
great
you want to
question.
do the subscription?
So I will actually post this for you guys. I actually did a comparison of Grok versus ChatGPT for stock market and financial analysis. Right. Quick highlights. Grok directly fetches live prices, historical charts, volume, market cap, 52-week highs and lows, after hours data, integration with financial APIs like Polygon. So it does great there. ChatGPT doesn't have native real-time access in the base model. So again, you have to pay for it. Relies on user-provided data or custom GPT plugins. Standard versions may hallucinate or use outdated info. If you remember early on, I said something about it gave me Micron's prices from like 5 months ago. And since Micron is one of my customers, I caught that right off the bat. So it'll tell you. I'll actually post this for you guys. The Word doc that I created for that. It'll tell you who has the edge on these things. Yeah, like fundamental analysis. It says ChatGPT actually, and I actually did this. I took this. I said, hey, give me the who does what better, and I put it in Grok. And Grok actually was honest and say, hey, ChatGPT actually does this a little better than I do. So I'll drop it in there. You guys can make a decision. My thing is that you're gonna have good and bad on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you want up to date, more, it's not real time because it's not used for scalping. But if you want stuff that's more up to date stock data like pricing and things like that, Grok is better. If you want better analysis on things, ChatGPT probably does a little better job. And in fact, it even says here, Mike, let me show you. I did this, and I'll post this for you guys. It's nothing that you couldn't look up yourself, but this is basically what it says, right? Real-time market data, Edge, Grok. News events, Grok. Fundamental analysis, ChatGPT. Technical analysis.
What happened to
Grok.
Copilot? They don't like Copilot?
I haven't used Copilot for that. Yeah, I always thought Copilot was more of a Word.
I like Copilot for fundamentals, all my fundamentals.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. I may try that too and see how it does.
I like Copilot.
So I mean, look, it does a great job, right? This is I'll tell you what, this is one thing I love ChatGPT for. When I'm charting, a lot of times I'll do a chart and I'll say, hey, I see this. What do you see? ChatGPT does a much better job at looking at images than Grok does.
Hmm.
Much better job. Again,
Oh,
here's your thing,
interesting.
right? Free. Grok 3 is free, but it has limitations,
Yeah.
right? I do the Grok 4. It's $20 a month. I'm sorry, that's $30 a month, and ChatGPT is $20 a month.
$20?
Again, $20 a month, yeah. So if you get both, it's 50. Try one if you like it. You know what I say? What I'm doing right now is I have both of them right now. I'm comparing them, the both paid versions, and I'll end up picking one over the other.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have Grok.
yeah, yeah. And then again, I started saying, hey, where do you guys fall short? And this is what it came up with. You don't, again, these are not, look, here's the big thing. Rapid candle by candle analysis. If you're not somebody who's taking advantage of Mary's tutoring and coaching to learn how to do candles, these are tools that are not going to help you. You've got to know what you're looking at because it's only going to be as good as the information you're giving it. So again, this is going to be a plug for Mary. Mary taught me everything I know about charting. So when you saw me Friday, when nobody else was on, even Guppy was out sick, and I was the only one doing stuff Friday. And Mary, did you see my RKLX?
I saw. Well, you guys
And I
remember we did RKLX
$1.
technicals on that Thursday live trading. I did not leave you guys hanging on that. I said a confirmed trade, if I'm not mistaken, is like 35, which could reach to that $42. That's the
Yep.
resistance. And there's a gap between 42 and 45. And it happens to be, and I said, if we cannot make this an intraday trade or a scalp, it's going to be a possible swing. And if you guys listen, it did reach that resistance. Did I, Tom? Did it reach it?
It went past it. So I
Exactly.
charted it. I charted it that morning. I caught it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in a bull pennant. And I said, hey, if it breaks here, it's gonna go to 48. And it broke at 42. And
We got
and
45 after that, and then you got
yep,
your
it
resistance in
kept
that.
going. You know what it did after hours? 53.
Nice, nice, nice,
It,
nice.
it blew up. QBTX was another one. Oh look, you did on F1 runner and so far $15. Look at that, Veronica. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Um,
we also did QBTX, and I said I never
yep.
sell it for a loss, right? I never sell it for a loss, and
Yep.
look what happened. It
And I
QBTX and
charted.
RKLX, they go back. Okay, so
Yep, and I charted QBTX at the same time on Friday. Nailed it. It dipped a little, but it ended up proving the analysis right. Again, charting is what's gonna win you on scalping. These AI tools cannot scalp. They can't do it, guys. They're
yeah,
not fast enough. Do not try and use these for scalping.
yeah.
It will fail.
I believe that AI is also good. Number one for me is the fundamentals, and it
Yes.
tells me what did Powell give me the summary of Powell's
Yep.
what do you call it, live today, or announcement. And that's he
Yep.
gives me everything, you know. So
Yep.
you don't really need to sit down on the televisions or wait for the YouTubers to tell you the news. You could just, while you're driving, get your phone and start talking to your Copilot, Grok, or whatever AI platform you have. Start talking. Don't waste your time listening to music. I stopped listening to music 5 years ago. I don't even know what's the trending music right now. My son will let me listen to it. I'm like, who is this? You know, I still
Yeah. In
remember
fact,
I still remember R&B back in the 2000, you know, so that's the whole.
yeah.
So, but anyways, don't waste your time listening to music. If you're either doing podcasts, listening to podcasts, psychology of trading, self-development, or fundamentals, those are the three things you guys should be listening. No more music. Come on, guys. We're 40s, we're 50s, we're 60s, right? No more music. Those are back in the day when we were 20 years old, when we were high school. We're not. Use your time wisely. No more Netflix. Who's getting rich? Netflix, not us. Stop
It's
buying
funny.
luxury stuff. Who's getting rich? The
I used to
CEO.
be, I used to listen in my garage gym. I'd always have Sirius XM on, right? Cranking out hardcore, hard rock music all the time.
Yeah.
And now I'm working out to stocks with Josh and a couple other things.
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's use our time wisely, okay? Let's use this time when we're driving, even if you have 30 minutes. Put on your YouTube. Psychology of Trading, Mark Douglas, Randy Howell, I think that's his name. Start listening to those. Don't listen to noises. Listen to good quality podcasts. Okay, I don't be listening to other things than social medias. Don't use your time using Facebook or TikTok. Those are noises. Come on, let's use our time wisely. That's what I always tell my son. Another thing for I forgot what I'm gonna say. Oh, Sinatra is okay. Oh, somebody's asking, why do we need to use TradingView? Will it help my trading journey?
I saw
If
that. That's
you
why. That's
don't
why.
use TradingView for your or if you don't have no chart platform to see candlesticks or patterns, it means you're trading blindly. Not unless you are a long-term investment where you listen to the news and let's say UNH is falling, right? Because of the CEOs, their earnings kind of went down. They did not beat expectations and things like that. Then I'll say, okay, then you basically buy the news and you invest it long term, right? But if you don't have TradingView or any kind of charting platform, please save your money.
Yeah.
Save your money. Otherwise, I
There's a-
will tell you, give me that money and I'll buy my boba for the whole year. And then I'll get diabetes, by the way. But no. I'm just joking. I'm just trying to be funny. Okay. I'm not funny, but I'm saying
Of course,
don't
yeah, you are
waste
just joking.
your time and invest on something that will improve your trading journey. Okay. TradingView is important. It was on sale. I keep telling you guys, 70% on Black Friday. You know, take advantage of those things. Otherwise, you'll be paying $500 or $600 now. Okay, if you don't have TradingView, go ahead, Tom.
I was gonna say, here's a prime example why you want to use a quality charting tool like TradingView. Again, I trade out of E-Trade. Their charting sucks, right? And they're a huge company. You'd think they'd be better at it. TradingView is much better. So, and here's why. Not just TradingView, but here's why you want to have a tool that you can chart with. This is my RKLX from Friday. It remembers my chart. So here I charted this pennant, right? Beautiful pennant. Hey guys, if it breaks here, right, 42 something, it's gonna run. And I said $6. Look where it went up, right? Almost, it actually hit 53 in aftermarket. If you're not charting, if you're not learning how to chart and watch the charts, you miss all this. Now, again, like Mary said, if you're a fundamental trader, long-term trader, this isn't as important to you, right? You're looking for PE, you're looking for PEG, right? You're looking for return on investments, those kind of things, right? Debt ratios, those kind of things. But if you're looking to play options, if you're looking to scalp, if you're looking to swing trade, you need to learn how to read a chart. You need a chart that's going to give you accurate data, and it's going to give you tools along with that. Again, why I like this is I literally was on with my E-Trade people the other day saying, hey, I had this thought about how to scan things, and I said, does E-Trade have this, right? Because I can get this on TradingView, and they're like, no, we don't have this. You'll have to go create your own. I'm like, look, I'm not interested in that. I want this, available. So prime example. In fact, this is one of the things I want to talk about real quick too, Mary, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
People ask me all the time when I share my chart, they're always asking about where do you get that thing that says bearish, bullish, all that kind of stuff. So there is an indicator in TradingView. It's right here. I'll turn it on. So now you can see it called pre-market, previous day high and low, plus EMA trend table, plus at the high. Seems like a lot. But what it's doing is it's giving me the 9, this yellow. It's giving me the 20, this gray. It's giving me my blue, which is my 50, and my 200, which is my purple. And I'm sorry, that's my 50. This is VWAP. Blue is VWAP, purple is 50. And I have my 200 down here. That's a separate indicator. But it tells me, based on the current status of the EMAs, if it's a bullish move, right? Bullish move. I can go to longer term time frames. It'll update on the longer term time frames. This will probably say bullish anyways. I'll say nope. So look at this one. As you go farther, it says based on the EMAs, it gives you all of these. It tells you to add the high. So it tells you it's mixed right now on a longer term play. again, it's not something you're gonna base all your trades off of, but it gives you ideas. Now, when you're scalping, if you're down in 3-5 minute land, it moves quick. So don't rely on it to say enter or get out. You're still gonna know how to read the charts because it'll move quick as these dip and go over lines. This all of a sudden will go from bullish. I've seen it go from bullish to bearish in seconds, and the move is gone. So if you're not good at reading candles, it's not a tool to be entering or exiting. It's just more second eyes on your thesis. So again, you've got to learn how to read the candles. So this is a great tool. People always ask me, hey, how did you get this? This actually came from our friend Guppy. Guppy showed me this one. Because he sent me something. I was like, wait, where do you get this? It says bullish, bearish, and it's an indicator right here on TradingView. If you guys are not familiar with how to get your indicators, you can either do a drop down and look at all of them, or you can just find the ones that you see other people using. I mean, I've got a ton saved here, but there's only maybe 10 I actually use. This is
Tom, can you
remarket.
share the indicator to everybody, please?
Yeah, it's right here. It's pre-market, previous day high and low plus EMA trends, Ashley underscore Thicket is this one right here. That is a great indicator to use. And this way too, like I said, it combines when you open it up, you can change your settings on here. So if you want to be someone who does, you can change your colors obviously, but you can go down here and change. If you want to be an 821 person, that's fine. Right? If you don't like the 9 and 20, you can go down and change your EMA lengths. You can drop stuff right here. Oh, another thing that's really cool is, you know how Josh on his daily setups has the previous markets? It says, hey, every morning, go set your previous market high and lows. Previous day low, right? This already sets it for you. Previous day high, pre-market high, pre-market low, all-time highs. This indicator already has that in here. So great tool to use, guys. I highly recommend you use this tool here, along with, especially if you're scalping. VWAP and this tool are great.
Did it draw that triangle?
What's that?
Did it draw that triangle for you, or you added that, the bullish pennant?
I don't draw. I draw these. You know what? Mary's got me so hooked on charting. I mean, you see me, guys. If you're
No, I love it. It's great.
I will chart all the time. I would love nothing to do to spend time just charting, because I actually really get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I love the satisfaction of seeing a move, catching it. And what happens is, if you haven't done it, get coaching from Mary, learn how to chart. Because you know what? If I took these off, if I went and said, hey, remove 5 drawings, I can still visually see that pattern, right, as it's developing, right? Especially if I go to a longer term time frame. And I adjust this here, right? Here it was right here. I can visually see this. Oh, I see this has gone up. It took a dip. Well, that's a pennant right there. I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't gone and had Mary spend some quality time with me, coaching me up on these things. Yeah, this is you got to be able to see these patterns as they're developing, not after they've happened. If you see them after they've happened, you're missing moves. You've got to see them developing.
Tom, could you please tell me the name of the indicator and the author?
Yep,
the one that you just told. Yes. What's the name of it again? Pre-market high and low?
Pre-market high and low. I'll bring it up here. Bring it up here again for you guys. It is pre-market high and low. Pre-market, comma, previous day high and low, plus EMA trend, plus ATH at the high. And it's Ashley underscore Thicket that created this one.
Ashley underscore, can you spell the last name, please?
Fickett.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. This, guys, this is why when somebody asks why is TradingView the one you go to, this is why. You go to your your trading platform, you can get some good, charts and stuff like that. But if you want traders who are making scripts of things that, hey, you know what I'd love to do? If this only did this, this would be great. If this, if I can only get something, all of them have MACD, RSIs, things like that, ADX, and certain, other ones on the volume. They all have that. But if you're looking for stuff that more suits what you're trying to do, TradingView is where you're going to find it. Otherwise, you're going to go call up E-Trade like I did the other day and say, hey, I know you got these templates and I'm trying to do this. And they're like, oh, you can't set alerts for that. You can't do this. You can't do that. We don't have that capability. That's kind of frustrating when you can't get that from the platform you trade on. So that's why people use TradingView. In fact, when I was doing my research for the subject tonight, TradingView was one of the things that came up on quality tools to use to take advantage of AI, because TradingView just does a lot of AI in their things. There's more than these indicators that you can build out. There's a lot of different things you can go play around with TradingView on how to do it, and they've got great YouTube videos on how to. If you've got an idea, go. I would say Google it, but now go ChatGPT or Grok and say, hey, does TradingView do this? And it'll tell you, and it'll actually tell you what some of the indicators are that you can use to do that.
Miss Mary, what does the script that you mentioned do? Does it work in the TradingView?
I will I will look for that script for you guys and put it in the Discord, because that script was it was made by one of the subscribers, is Preet, and he's a coder. He's an IT as well, just like Tom.
Yep.
And it was amazing, because I just see it and then try. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, it's pretty much close to my technical analysis. It's like making me look like useless, So it was really amazing. So I will send it. I will find it.
It was called his A+ setups. It might be in Discord. I remember now. He called it. I thought I saved it in Notepad on my
I was
other laptop.
trying to find Preet, and I told him if he wants to show that to us how it works. But it's so simple. Once I find it, or if Tom finds it, we could be able to go over it again and do like a very short live, not live.
Yeah, it would give setups for the day,
Mm-hmm.
and then give you the analysis of it. He did a great job. And basically, it's what you ask of AI to do, right? The more detailed you are, the more detailed you're going to get. If you're just saying, hey, what's a good trade today? Probably not going to give you, it's going to give you a lot of noise.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, you want to dial it in, right? You want to figure out, like I said, on the one I showed earlier up here on my skips and leaps, right? I was pretty adamant about what I wanted to see. I didn't want to, I didn't want to see, stocks that had downside, right? Based off of AI or buy ratings and sell ratings. I wanted to see certain stock prices. I create my own report that comes out. These are the kind of things you guys can go and start playing around with and saying, hey, I'm looking, for stocks in this range, right? And again, I'm kind of a frugal person when it comes to my stocks, right? Because I don't have deep pockets. A lot of us don't have that. So I want to make sure that my stocks are going to, return my investment. I do a lot of research using this and TipRanks as another site that I use, because I can do screeners, and then what I'll do is I'll create a screen, I'll download it into Excel, and then I'll pick like the top 3 to 5 stocks, and then I'll start running analysis on it in AI to help me decide if that's a good stock to invest in. If you guys remember, any of you got it back in September on the 5 that I listed, they were all up 30% or more. In fact, Alexander Baldwin was a huge win. Mary, remember that when it got bought out? And I got a 27% win overnight, if you remember that one a couple weeks ago. You've got to use tools out there that are available, and AI is fantastic, especially when you're looking at things that aren't intraday, right? If you're not looking at stuff to scalp or get in and out real fast, man, AI is a great tool to help you start filtering the noise, is what I call it.
Excuse me.
Hey, Tom, do me a favor. Can you please explain that TipRank again? What does it do exactly? That would be greatly appreciated.
Tom, go ahead. I know you're gonna leave, but one more thing. Yeah, just show them the tip rank. Tip rank is like an analysis prediction of a stock. It's really good.
Tip rank
Go ahead.
is, yeah, so tip ranks, basically what they did, I caught these guys on YouTube like 4 years ago when they were really starting to build out. It is basically all built off of AI. What they're doing is they're going and gathering all the analysis from the top analysts, and they're saying, you know, let's do one that we don't do often. Let's just do we'll do Micron. That's fine.
I found it. I'm gonna put it first on my.
Oh, I was gonna say, Miss Mary, I just hit you on Discord with it.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you found it too? Yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
But
So
it said
tip ranks, right? They're another one that's taking advantage of the AI movement. So they go out and they look at all these, right, detailed lists of analyst forecasts. They look at all the analysts and they say, hey, based off of all these analysts, this is where we see the stock going, right? Here's the median, right? This is Micron currently at, what was it, 250 something the other day. They're predicting even another 15% move up on it. And then what's really cool is what they added recently. Look at this, AI stock analysis. Man, this laptop is slow. I may have to refresh this laptop. It is slow. Look at this, AI analysis, right? And it gives you a nice breakdown, nice summary breakdown where you don't have to read everything, right, that a company puts out. It does it all for you. This is another great place where I go to if you guys see, I'm a big dividend guy with Ertuan, right? We post a lot in the dividends thread. This is why I go find my dividends. These aren't magically coming to me, right? I go, what am I, I go to the dividend center on TipRanks and I use their tools to help me filter through dividends, right? Who's got good dividends, right? Based on market cap, based on year-to-year increases, and it helps me sort through, again, all the noise. Look at, this is dividend calculators. These are all tools as traders we need to take advantage of. Like Mary is saying, we don't have time to watch like that. In fact, most of the time when I'm watching TV, air quotes, I'm on my phone talking to ChatGPT or Gronk about trades and trying to build stuff out. I've got a huge folder on my desktop that has so many things that I'm thinking about. And you guys need to start using these tools that are available for you.
And is this free or?
What's that, Taza?
Is this free?
So TipRanks has a free version. I do pay for it. And again, you can catch them right now. Like I said, they've got a sale going on right now. I think I pay for the premium. It's like $300 a year. And again, guys, I know we all love everything being free for us, but you've got to invest in some of these tools because otherwise you're shorting yourself, right? Think of yourself as a business, don't think of yourself as an individual. Think of yourself as a business that you're not going to upgrade your factory, right? You're not going to take advantage of the new things that are out in the industry to make a better product. Your trading is your product. You've got to invest in it.
So on that note, do you trade as a C Corp? Because I was looking at from tax perspective.
So I don't now, and I'll tell you why. I've actually looked at that. So 90% of my trades are in my IRA, so I don't have to worry about taxes right now.
Okay.
But Steve, who was on earlier, I'm 61 going on 62 next year. I'm going to come to the point in my life where I'm going to do this full time. Maybe 2 years down the road, maybe 5 years down the road. I don't know. I've already started looking to that, right? About getting out and having a cash account to do this, my trades, and trading as a corporation, either as an LLC or C Corp. I'm still looking at the different variations of that, and then paying myself out of that. And the tax benefits of that seem tremendous. because now you're paying yourself as an employee, and basically you make the C corp or the LLC basically flat, right? You don't show income on it. I still have to talk to my accountant on how that all works and see if she knows how I could set that up. But that is something I'm actually looking at. And for people that are trading in a cash account, not in their IRAs, to reduce your tax burden every year, that might be something worthwhile looking into. Yeah, I've seen that, and I started looking at it about 6 months ago. To
Okay,
hopefully do that.
let me just add additional information on that, Tom. Just because you have an LLC, there's a requirements for that. And you're
Yep.
not talking about 3 trades per day. You have to
Nope.
have a minimum. I don't recall what is it, but it's, I think, 100. I'm not quite sure. So you guys have to
Yeah,
double
it's
check
a
that with
good
your
number.
CPA. There is a minimum number of trades that you have to take
Yeah, she's
in
right.
order for you a business, because
Yep.
if everybody's gonna sign up to be an LLC, 2-3 trades doesn't consider to be a business.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
gotta
you
be,
Right.
you gotta show like a day trader. Like
Yep.
you're right, Miss Mary.
Yeah.
That was some of the
Yep,
stuff I
she's
did the
right.
research on.
Yep. So you
Yep.
cannot
And
just jump in to be a business on this, okay? So
Nope.
guys, come on. You have to be smarter than this, okay? Don't just listen to us. You have to make sure that you have to confirm this. I just want to make
Of
sure,
course.
you know.
Of
No,
course.
and that's why I said I still have to talk to my tax lady about how do I set this up to make it effective for me. Because you're Mary spot on, right? There are rules to this,
Yeah.
right? Because otherwise everybody would do it. They'd be like, oh, I'm doing 1 trade a day and I don't want to pay taxes. So there are rules to it. I haven't got it all figured out, but it is something I'm looking into. Because we don't. I don't like paying the government.
Nobody
I want to
does.
keep the money I'm making. So I definitely, yeah, it's what you've got to, and again, it's got to be based off of what fits you, right? What I'm doing as somebody who's going to be, when I retire, hopefully, in a few years, I'm already at retirement age. If you're 35, the tax things may be completely different for you, and you may just want to stay, trading, set up an IRA to trade out of, instead of trying to do it out of a cash account. But again, you've got to look at the numbers. You've got to do your research. You've got to talk to a tax professional about what's going to be best for you.
Hey, Tom,
I'm nowhere near that.
on your trading view, now that you show us your indicators, on
Yeah.
Friday, you mentioned you are testing Josh's indicator. Do you
Yeah.
turn off your other indicators? Does it get a little too crowded?
Yeah, so I turn on Josh. Good question, right? When I turn on Josh, let's take Meta. Let's remove my drawings here. Again, that drawing, I'm gonna keep plugging her as much as I can. That drawing, this is all Mary teaching me how to find the range, right? Trading in range. Hey, when do I take the trade? Oh, I took the trade here, right? Boom, got a nice pop, got out. There's my plug for Mary every time I can.
That's a fake out, okay? A full
No, it
confirmation
was,
is the green above that.
but I got exactly what I needed. Got out, got in, got out.
This
Looks
is
like Mary should have
strength.
an indicator too.
No.
Right?
I'm fine.
So
I'm
your
not that
question
smart
was
like them.
the goat scalp, right? So here's your goat scalp right here. So let me turn it on. And it'll take a second to refresh.
More like 10 seconds. It's slow.
Update to latest version. Yeah. Oh, why are we getting a red dot? Runtime error. Oh, is it not working?
You need to remove it and add it again.
Yeah, see, that's one thing I know they're playing around with the other day. I just started
It's
trying
really
to
talking.
but when you do load it,
I have to learn how to do that because a lot of
so if
people
you
are
have
asking
this
me.
one, so I'll tell you what I do, what I have been doing. So I turned this one off because Josh's one, and again, sorry, yeah, I'm an idiot. We can't do it in Meta. Sorry, guys. It's only for 3 stocks. That's why it didn't come up.
Which 3?
Mary,
It's only
is there any place to go to see to watch some video how to set this A plus that Josh is putting up? Is there anywhere to go and watch a video how to set up onto the
think
trading view.
I think he put one out, and if I'm not mistaken, somebody said he was doing it yesterday, but I
Yeah.
didn't make it today.
Yeah, I was there. It's not really
Oh.
showing step by step how to do it. He just yeah.
He's gonna live trade. He said just be patient with it, and he's gonna show everything in the live trade. So no one knows right now. It's just people like Tom, leaders, finding out and sharing with us.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the reason why it's called alpha, number one, right? Because it's the first testing, right? Then you go alpha, beta, and then it's supposed to be live. You know who's great at testing these, even better than, way better than me, is if you guys watch Code Noodle. Code Noodle is Corey. He's another guy. Him and I talk a lot. He is a developer. He's the one that when this doesn't update properly, he's the one that provides you guys with the updated code every morning.
Yeah. Shout out to Code Noodle.
Yep. So me, him, and Guppy talk a lot about this and trying to figure out. You know, even before it came out with this new one, we were talking about the old one and what they've been doing on it. But back to your question, I do turn off some of these other ones because it can get kind of noisy. If you guys have ever seen Tribal Traders charts, that's noise. Woo! That guy has.
Okay, okay. We need to stop that. All right. Those are preferences. Okay, those are preferences.
I was talking to him about this the other day. I can get very cluttered with my charts sometimes, and Mary's always trying to tell me, "Hey, simplify your charts," right? Because look at now I'm trying to figure out what all these lines mean, right? If you can do it, that's great. That's what I was saying. Mark was saying, hey, he knows exactly what every mark is. He knows what every line is. He knows what's going on. If you can't, you've got to start reducing some of the noise. So I do. When on Tesla, NVIDIA, and SPY, I do reduce all these things. I start dropping some of these things. I don't need to have all this noise. Because if I'm going off of just Josh's, right, I only want to see those things. I don't want to see all the other ones. So this is not really updated. But one of the things, guys, you got to watch too, we found out the other day, is when you do his goat scalps up here, you've got to pick the day you're trading on. So we were all sitting on Friday testing this out, and everybody found out, it's not working. It doesn't line up because we had Monday selected. So when you are doing this, you've got to pick the day you're trading in. Otherwise, it's not going to be updated.
So, guys, I have a question.
Watch that. Yeah.
Where do you go to find that again? The day part? Repeat that.
Yeah. So you go to the little settings, the hexagon here. See over here on the left. Can you see that? You click it. Select day. You've got to pick the day you're trading on. Yeah, we were playing around with it on Friday, and we had Monday settings for the first like 2 hours, and everybody's like, "Hey, it's not working. It's not lining up." And then somebody came on and said, "Hey, you've got to go in and pick the day."
Okay. Also, I think Tom, you have all the scalps. There's four different indicators on that gold scalps. So for a tier 2 subscriptions, you get free one. For the VIP, these are exclusive for VIPs right now. So it's free indicators for the VIPs, and those are 4. Once it's already published completely, this indicator will be available to purchase. It's not going to be available to everyone who are not part of the Discord, so they have to either be part of the Discord and get this for free, or they have to purchase this separately. But if you are a VIP right now, you get all these indicators for free. Okay, so those are free for the VIP. VIP has a lot of exclusives, perks, like all prawn traders, indicators, and what else do they have? Leaps.
Excuse me, let me ask you a question. How do you get that in your trading view? Do you have to request it so it'll show up in your invite?
Was that Ray that was asking that question?
Yes.
Yeah. So Ray, like Mary said, if you are a VIP.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So all you got to do is go to your indicators and search GOAT Scalps Alpha right here. See it?
It's also under invite only if you request from the WAP.
Say that again, please.
Say that one
Yeah.
more time.
You have to go to WAP and then look for these indicators, add it, and then it will be reflected in the trading view.
On the left side, there is an invite only.
Yeah, so go to your WAP account where you first join the Discord. So there you see all the indicators.
I
Add
didn't
those
know that.
indicators by giving your trading view account name, and then once you come to the trading view, go to the invites only. You will see those 4 indicators. If
But
you are
you have to go through WAP and request it first.
no WAP, it will be there automatically. All you have to do is like in the WAP, you have to claim them and then give your trading view account name.
Okay.
So Tom, we don't need to add and remove every day the separate indicator for the levels. This one includes everything.
For VIP, this one includes everything. Yep. But what you do have to do, like I said, every day is you've got to go make sure you're trading.
The
You've got
day.
to select the date right now. You've got to make sure you're picking the right day. So like right now, right? I'm on Monday. You see the stars, the buys, good stuff. If I switch back, if I switch back to Monday and hit OK, let it update, all that stuff should disappear.
It's interesting that it works with Tesla. It doesn't work for Meta.
It's only built. It's only built for those 3 stocks, right? His daily stock scalps, right?
Tesla,
His
and Nvidia, I think.
Tesla.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are the only 3 it's built for. Will it expand? I have no idea. I mean, that'd be a lot.
Yeah, he said over the weekend that he was working on one that would do it for all of them.
I'm sorry, this A+ scalp dashboard, this should supposed to work for every indicator, every ticker on the Nasdaq.
Oh, it works for everything, huh?
Yeah, it should work. This new one, whatever the current screen which you are seeing with the range wide and ORB values, all this 9 crossing 20 EMA extra, etc. This should work for any ticker. That's what Josh told in the last meeting.
That the A+ scalp is going to work for every indicator, every stock.
Yeah, this new one should work for all the tickers.
No, he said the dashboard will work for.
He said only the dashboard.
Oh, this is not the dashboard? I thought this is the dashboard.
The dashboard is the table on the left. Is that so?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the table on the left. The dashboard will work on every chart, every ticker, but the alerts would only work on SPY, Tesla, and Nvidia.
That dashboard on Josh's screen was on the right side. Ours is on the left. Is there a way to move it?
I don't know.
You have to move it in settings.
Yeah, you can move it.
It's in his video yesterday. He shared it too.
Yeah, I haven't watched the video yet.
Me too. I'm guilty of that. So
I was at the Christmas glow up with my grandkids last night. Sorry.
Yeah, I was teaching a class yesterday, and I was running.
The alpha indicator only works on 3 stocks like Nvidia and Tesla and SPY, and then he said it will be work for every other stocks, but he's working on it. It's not working right now, but you can still read it from the dashboard. You are more technical, more experienced.
Yeah, because it says December 7th, and I just figured out how to change it from December 7th to the 19th, so you can see what those trades were Friday.
The coder said yesterday something that we have to delete and
you can go
refresh
to
it and
settings.
then save it. I don't think I catch what it is, but he was mentioning something like that.
You can go to the settings and go to input and then go down and then change the date. But I don't know if it takes you right back to Friday. So you go to input, go down.
Oh, which one?
Input. Go down, and then you could change the date. You see I said December 7th? You put December 19th. And then it's going to pull up December 19th. But I don't know if that pulls up the actual trades that was Friday, so.
And I do not like that. I do not like that top right.
What you mean?
I don't like it over here.
Oh, mine is on the left. How come yours is on the right? Mine is on the left.
Hey, somebody asked if he could move it, and so I went to see if I could move it.
But you know what, Tom? His is smaller. So somehow he shrunk his down, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I was playing, but I didn't figure out how. So his is about half the size of that on the top right.
Oh yeah, mine's is on the left like that.
But
So has
the thing
anybody
is that
conquered this? Has anybody conquered this indicating system thing?
Thank you,
yeah, I
Scal,
tested
for
all.
stopping by.
I
A
tested
little
all
bit.
days, like Monday to Fridays. To he said to go back and replay every days and that alpha indicator. I tested it's working fine. But he said that technical guy said that after he posted, you has wait for like at least like 1 or 2 minutes to come up with the indicator. You guys, after he posted, if you go directly to showing your trading, it won't show. So he said you have to wait until 1 minute because the guys who's putting on it, they have to work on to put it on after he released the lines.
Right after the line, that's what he said, and then you go in for the trade.
Hey,
So
Tom,
you guys
you
can
hear me?
go and Monday to Friday to test it, but after Friday, the weekend, it won't be available. It won't show that, and then when Monday comes up, and then he put the repost, it will shows after that. So every Fridays, I think it's over.
Tom,
If you want to change the
If you go to the
position,
setting part,
I'm sorry,
if you
two
go,
people talking.
oh, if you go to the setting,
Yeah.
go to the setting again. The first day it says select day. That's what he meant. Like if you click on that, that's when you could change the days to
Yeah,
get
that's
the
what I'm saying. You've got to make sure you're changing that for every day.
yeah.
Yeah, because if you see, like I said, if you see my chart now, Tesla got nothing on here really. And then as soon as I go and I pick Friday and let it update, it's funny because Guppy was like, "Hey, I'm using Josh's new thing and it's working perfect." Somebody said, "Dude, you're on Monday." He's like, "That still works." But then Guppy is great at these scalps. He don't need no indicators. That guy, even with the flu, he was nailing it Friday.
Nice.
All right, see how everything comes back because I picked Friday, the active day trading, right?
Friday was great with NVIDIA.
Yeah, Nvidia was good.
Tom, if you want to also move the dashboard to the right side, to the top or bottom.
Yeah, I just did that. Oz,
You just
I don't like it because to me it interferes. It's my eyesight is drawn to the left with all my indicators. I like it over there. In fact,
Also,
if this other one that I have, right, the one I showed you earlier, the pre-market, all this on for the one I use for all my other ones. I'll often there's a way I can do it. I'll move it when I have all my other charts. When I have a big chart like this, no big deal. But when I have like my trading view, when I have it set up where I have I'll often do 6 charts at a time. That can get kind of annoying. It can get kind of bulky in here. So I'll move it sometimes down here to the left. I don't care about RSI, back over here. I'll do this. You can go and put the settings and drag it down over here. The problem with TradingView, and this is just my rant, is I can't use the app on my laptop because it's a work laptop. So I have to use the web version. And every time Chrome does an update, it reboots, it resets everything. So I got to go back and reset up all my screens every single time. It is so annoying. But here's again, that one I showed you, this is why it is really cool, because if you've got multiple ones set up and you want to do a quick scan, in fact, I gotta get rid of that Josh one.
That looks good the way you got that right there. That looks really, really good. Oh, you probably got the TradingView Premium, don't you?
I do, so I can set up as
Oh,
many.
you're smart. Damn, I should have done that.
You know what? Spy Lord Money Mike said, Tom, and do the get the premium. And then again, it's probably, I don't know if it's still on sale, but I just renewed again. Thanksgiving.
But you know they were doing it for $200 for the whole year. Did you do that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom, I was referring to the goat scalps, the beta. You can move that to any side.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was asking how to move it.
I know. Yes. Somebody said how to do that, but
Oh, okay.
I like it back over here on the left personally.
No problem.
Tom,
Well,
Tom, can you just show again?
Hi.
Can you just show again how you put up the 6 charts?
Oh, the 6 chart? Sure. You just go up here to charting. See up here charting? Up here on the top right above my trends over here. You see that?
Yes.
Yep, just click that and you can pick which chart you want. You want to go 3? Pick 3. And I'll do multiple. So for ones, you know, my major watch list of swings, right? My AMPX, my, you know, even it reset everything. NVIDIA, NVDL, INOL, QB, you know, those kind of ones, I'll put back like I did over here. I'll do 6 because 8 is a little too crowded for me. I'll do 6 here. But then when I'm doing something like RKLX, QBTX, right? I'll drop QBTX in here. And what was the other one I've been doing? Oh, IONL. And I can watch all 3 of these at the same time because I found some of these will move at the same time period, especially QBTX and RBTX lately. They've been moving a lot together. So instead of having to flip around, I have all 3 of these on one chart, on one screen, excuse me, but 3 separate charts. And then when I'm charting, I'll go to big chart only because I don't like to chart. Like I know Mary can chart on her phone. I can't. I need a big screen.
I have a related question actually. I've been following the RPAT fans Discord, and there are a bunch of different tickers on each day. How do you follow this many tickers? Do you watch for breakout according to some indicator? What's your technique to catch all those multiple tickers?
Yeah, I set alerts. To be honest with you, I'll go into them and I'll say, hey, if I want this to, you know, hit. I'm looking forward to, you know, one of my key things is I'm looking forward to break out of the, you know, if it's down at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, you can't really see any of these right now. But let's just say, let's bring this up on a big chart here. That's a great question. That's something I struggle with initially a lot. So I'll set my charts, all my charts for my ones I'm trying to get in and out on the daily, the ones I keep doing all the time. I'll set it up on a 5-minute on that 6-panel one for most of them. And what I was doing before is I'd always have to try and go back and look, and then you're missing them all. Annoying, right? So I don't trade usually the first 15 minutes any of these because I like to let it settle in. And then once I get an idea where the pattern's going, I'll set an alert. I'll say, let's say this one took off. Let's go back a further date. I can really show you. All right, here's a good one. So of course, I've got my 9, my 20, my 50, my VWAP. So opening this up a bit, right? When this started trading during the day, you see some dips and dips. So I'll start setting alerts maybe on the 20. If it breaks the 20, if it breaks the 9, those kind of things. That give me an idea to go back and look at it and start figuring out if it's going to be a good trade or not. Based on things that Mary always teaches about volume, MACD, RSI. But that's how I get alerted. Because I can't, there's no way you can sit and, unless you're a full-time professional trader, has nothing else to do. I'm trying to work too at the same time. You can't watch.
Yeah, but let's minimize trading too, okay? Because I'll say, I'm trying to be honest. I believe Tom overtrades.
Yeah, she tells me that all the time. So
How do you get the alerts? I mean,
in defense of that, I have been. If you've noticed on my posts, I have not been posting as many trades. I am trying to do quality over quantity. So I'm not taking trades, and when I do take trades, they may be a little later in the move because I'm trying to take better trades. Mary has been coaching me up on that. Again, it's great to have somebody who invests time into you guys. And so if you can get some time with Mary, I highly encourage you get some time with Mary because she will teach you these kind of things, because I was guilty of being an overtrader, big time. And it caught up, and I'll be honest with you guys, I was doing great until it caught up to me in November. And then
Actually, I am more than your mentor. I'm his counselor too.
Yes, she is.
Me and his wife, basically. So,
Yes.
so shout out to your wife.
Yeah, my wife and Mary are so much alike. When they met, they thought they were sisters, and they both give the same advice to me all the time. So again, I wanna tell you guys how much she has helped me trading and brought me along on this journey. And if you guys can take advantage of it, I highly encourage you to get some coaching with her. In fact, Mary, you're gonna announce something tonight, weren't you?
Yeah, but Tom, I think the key there, I could coach you guys, but Tom is very consistent though. That's the key, because I could coach you guys as much as you want. You could pay for your coaching every week, but if you're not consistent, then my coaching is useless. So that's why I always tell each and every one of you guys, to my students, send me your trade every Friday. I'll look at it until you get better. I'm just teaching you accountability. Okay, so you guys have to put an effort too. So Tom is very consistent and he's very specific. When I tell him this is your strategy, you got to do, he followed it. 3 to 5%. That's his goal. And now he wants to increase it to 5 to 10%, and it gets frustrating. Before you increase your take profit level, you have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable, right?
Yep.
And then when you become comfortable, now you have to put yourself to be uncomfortable again. Why? Because if you stayed in that comfort zone, you're not going to grow. So Tom right now, what he's doing is he's increasing his take profit level, and it's becoming uncomfortable for him, and he's getting aggravated, which is part of the game, right? So that goes for you guys. So to those who are my students, like we had a class yesterday, which is, I hope it becomes valuable to my 20 students.
It is.
Awesome, Noble. And but Noble, you have to practice what I've taught you. And this strategy only works if you continue to do it every day. 30 days. Okay, 30 days. That's the minimum. So
Okay.
all right. And it's pretty straightforward. So when you guys trade, the main thing you have to do is you have to have your plan. You have to have a strategy. Entering a trade, that's it, you're done. No, because you have to know your exit strategy. You have to know your risk management. You have to know your position size. All those 4 things has to be implemented on every trade that you take. Okay? It's not just entering a trade and then waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. Yep. This is your money. It's not my money. It's your money.
For example, Friday, right? Mary wasn't around. Guppy was in and out because he was sick. And I was really only when I was really active, and it happens, right? So what happens if nobody's around, guys? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And if you don't have somebody that coaches you on those kind of things, you'd be like, oh, I'm waiting for somebody to give me a trade. And I'll be honest with you, I was there. I was at that point, right? I wanted people to give me trades, and it just doesn't work. So you've got to be self-sufficient. And again, Mary's right. I've been so uncomfortable. I don't know what day was it, Mary? Monday or Tuesday last week? I was so frustrated because
text me at 10 p.m.
Yeah. And I was like texting her 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Hey, I'm not going to give you guys my telephone number, but I'm just saying Tom is just special, okay? But I'm just saying, it's normal.
She literally was like, take a deep breath, take 3 steps away from the edge.
Tom, do you think Guppy is over trading?
Yeah.
So
I'm honest.
Yeah. So he is but he's fast and furious, and if you've seen his story, right? He took 10K to 100K in like 8 months trading with SpyLord, right? Again, he went and got coaching, right? He had somebody coach him up, right? That like Mary does, taught him, and then he got too big for his britches, and he's shared this a couple of times on Discord. And he turned around and he went from 100K to 10K to 100K, and then back down to 80K.
But do you guys know why he's successful? I'm sorry, Tom. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Do you know why Tom is successful, Guppy?
Consistent with plan.
Consistency. Not only consistency, he has strategy, guys. Do you see how his stop loss is? See, he has stop loss. So and he's accepting these losses, right, Tom?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he accepts his loss, and he has a strategy where first red candle, if he's in profit, he just closes it. He doesn't care if it's as long as it's in green.
Yeah.
He'll if it's 5%, he'll just take it and go, move on.
Yeah.
He also and I do this too. He's in California, so he's at home in the morning, 2.5 hours or so before the market opens, studying, getting ready, trying to figure out where his trades are going to be. So when they appear, he jumps on them. There's no waiting for anybody to tell him to do it. And that's another strategy and another technique you guys need to start learning, right? Even if it's night before, figuring out what you want to trade that day.
Tom, do you DCA your options average down?
I have. It depends. I'm trying to get better at that myself. I'm trying to learn better techniques with that, and not just in DCA on a falling knife, because I was guilty of that with the swing trades. I've got some that are deep in the red because I was thinking, oh, I'll just DCA my way out of this, and they kept falling and falling.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to cut this short now because Tom has to do something, and it's pretty much 9:45. I think we're lagging.
Tonight was great. Thank you both.
Yep. Thank you guys. Have a great night, Tom. I think you're lagging too.
Thank you.
I appreciate you
So
guys, each
good.
and
For a
every
great
one of you
class,
guys.
everybody. Miss
Thank you.
Mary and Tom.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I
Miss Mary
also
and Tom.
have a class
Miss
for
Mary.
beginners class next week, Saturday, and options trading. So if you guys would like to join, let us know. Okay.
Which time, please?
Mary.
Time.
Tom, I just had
Thank you,
a,
Miss Mary.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Tom, I just had a quick question. Mine says beta. I don't see the alpha.
Give us a minute.
Anh đi ăn mì
Mary.
đi con. Anh đi. Ồ vậy mấy đi. Lại
Thank you guys.